Scorpio, hi, happy birthday to you. And what a birthday month it is for you. Maybe your birthday was in October, then happy birthday as well, of course. We came in with quite a revelation. Could be about someone you were interested in, someone you're in a couple with, or someone you are having something with. But there is a big evolution here as I see it in this month. There's been some changes here with the letter. There's been some changes in the way you communicate, Scorpio. And this has played in different areas of your life, but there's been some serious changes about that. Also related maybe to your siblings, if you have any, or to people who have the same age, your peer, like people you went to school with, or to your community at large. And so the way you communicate has changed. This time, we have a big transformation again in that area of communication and how you're going to communicate with those around you. Now it has to do with your alone time, the alone time that you need, and your work-life balance. So there is this energetic management that is happening within you. And I see you needing quite some alone time still at the start of the month. So as we move through the month, you get into a wonderful, wonderful flow, and I'm really liking that for you. However, there is a path that you have chosen, and there's something that has to do with, there's a property you had to let go of, or a dear possession you had to let go of. This can be your parents selling the house you grew up in. There's been something with that in 2020. There's been something like that, or maybe like you left your own home, but this was to move towards a place where you can create community, where you live with someone else, or where you create a family, where you live with someone you've fallen in love with. So there is something about that letting go of that old piece of you, that old possession. It doesn't have to be a house, but it could be a house as I see it here. It's all in the cards. You have the house coming up, and we have the Emperor coming up, which is 4, which is home energy. This could also transpire in another way, but in essence, there was at the start of June something that was decided around this, and you will still be dealing with that. In terms of paperwork, you might get an important letter about things that you need to handle. I would say wait to sign important things before half of the month, unless you are really sure and you can't do anything else. So, as I see it here, you have moved to this better place, and you know the vision, and you know where you're going, and you have this kind of stability within you, even though there's been recently a lot of shakeups and a lot of changes. And this new solar year for you, because it is kind of your new year with your birthday, is going to be a year of finding balance. Finding balance between work, love, home, away from home. All of that is being reorganized. Around the 9th, you might have a conflict with, just watch out, there's still some tensions around communications, and there might be a conflict with the people you work with, the people you serve, the people you employ, the people you're employed by. Just some kind of conflict. Around the 9th, it might be even with a lover, or some kind of fallout, a tension, something like that. But then from the 10th, everything gets so much more clear. So it's important for you to stay anchored within yourself. Take your alone time, withdraw to think about, like, how am I going to bring this to this person? If you have to, for example, fire someone, if you have a company, or if you are in communication with your boss about something, a change you would like to bring. So there is an amazing flow here for you as I see it. Let's see what's influencing all of this. So I see you have, like, for me, you have recently moved, or at least this moving thing, there's something that is with that. And you are perhaps seen as a person who brings everything together in this place where you live, if you live with other people. But you're gonna feel like, whoa, I need to draw back. So there's this kind of balancing thing. Maybe the house you lived in before, or the place you lived in before, you're used to living alone, and now you have to deal with other people. So there's a new way of communicating that has been gradually installed here. So ask yourself, where were you with that? also communicating about yourself and what you're doing and what you want to be doing in the world. Where were you with that at the end of March? Where were you with that at the end of June? And then now mid-month we have a new anchor point there. And you will love being you. I see you like with a garden, like beautifully surrounded, or like taking care of plants, really beautifying the home, having really a nice flow there. So there's just this conflict to watch out for, something that it can be related to the law. There's something that is related to paperwork, things you have to settle there. But then we have this really abundant experience all around you, because you have a lot of friends. I see you surrounded by friends, and I don't know what the measures are where you are, if you are in lockdown or some kind of restriction, but I see you being able to connect with them. At the same time, there's like important people around you, and people who are important to you, that is. I'm seeing you looking at a commitment to someone. I see you looking at someone. I see a new love coming in as well for some of you. And I see you being in a spirit of like, how can I serve? How can I further tread this path to being of service to people? And that's really nice here. So your intentions are getting clear. This is a month of clarity and of treading the chosen path towards a place that you can truly call paradise on earth. You know, you are creating a home that it feels super abundant here. I see this deal if you're selling a house or letting go of a house, or there's something with childhood house that your parents are selling, something like that. I see this going really well, and you might actually get some money from that sale, or there is some money coming to you here. There is, as if you're a change of income, there's a change of the source of income. So there might have been a company you have let go of, or a profession you have let go of, and you are rebuilding, but there's still some stuff that you need to handle around that. This can be also a side activity that you have let go of, or a side of activity that you are developing here. But we have the Star here, we have the Hierophant, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. And with the Ten of Pentacles next to the house, there is this idea of building a family, building a home. You're definitely ending a cycle here, a cycle where you enter into a new sense of power. A new sense of power, what it actually means. So being empowered by your own vision, what you want to do in the world, no collateral from the outside, you just being centered. You know, I see you reading, I see you meditating, I see you being really conscious about your energetic wallet and how you spend your energy, and wanting to spend it with people who are aligned with how you're feeling, what you're feeling. I see you clearly expressing this also to your friends. Second half of the month, rather. Indeed, there's something with paperwork which might be related to your business that you can maybe feel still weighing a bit in the beginning of the month, but then it's all going to be cleared out. Let me see if I can clarify here. I would like to clarify this situation that I see here. So your goal really is here like a new kind of way of doing love, building family. This doesn't have to be already with children, although there is a presence of children here. But this might be related to this childhood home or something else that speaks to you while I'm channeling these messages for you. I do use the cards as a way to connect with your energy. And yeah, let me see what's going on here. So I'm seeing you, for those who, okay, there's really a change in, like there were some erratic things around love in 2020. Like maybe you've been with multiple people, or maybe there's been some up and downs in your relationship, if you have one going for you right now. I do see a new start in love here. And this new start in love, it's going to be like a waterfall of emotions, but good ones. Really nice ones and constructive. Very constructive and also grounded on the earth. Like, what can we do to make this day-to-day living experience better? Which are the habits that I need to adopt for myself to make this process of living very, very pleasant for myself and the ones around me? Because the atmosphere that you present in a house, or that what you are at home, says a lot about you and influences, of course, the people you are with. There's been a big restructuring in your life. I'm seeing someone come in, a very a successful person. A successful person. So if you are in a relationship, this can be someone you're collaborating with, someone who really knows the deal. This can be somebody you are looking to have a shared, a common project with, a common investment. Maybe this is someone you live with. Scorpio with this Ace of Cups here. And I'm seeing you really taking this thing to the next level. If this person is already in your life, this is shared finances and the whole deal, and building something. Now, if you're meeting a person, this is going to be somebody who has a business or is very successful in life in a classical way. And we are all redefining what success means. So there is something with that here. This might be a person who is has been deeply transformed over the last years, but really has risen in a very strong way, very conscious person. I see you stabilizing and feeling really good at home. There's a communication also, like your alone time is going to be so important, because I feel like you're connecting to the cosmos and something higher than yourself. You love being you alone this month as well. This is why you set up maybe a structure where this is possible, or where the communication is really clear between you and your partner, or in the couple. This is a month also to set those boundaries and set them in a really loving, productive way. I'm seeing you also, like, there might be a situation where you really need to sort out something with assets with this person, or you are going to have a conversation about both of your businesses. Of course, if you are in a committed relationship and this speaks to your business in a non-romantic way, and it's a new start, the Ace of Cups can also mean a new love, a new passion for a particular job. In this new way of communicating, I'm seeing you here with a start. I'm seeing you intuitively very connected and kind of channeling maybe music or writing. You might be interested in an instrument, playing an instrument, or in the theater, or something like on a screen where you're speaking to people. I'd like to have some more info here on this star card here, because you're gonna receive some messages, some important messages. Some of it legal matters, things you still had to sort out. It's possible that you get money from the government, that there is some some check you didn't even expect coming through. And it's good news. It's something like you've worked for it. You've worked for it, you just, like, it was out of your consciousness, or you just haven't been busy thinking about it. But I also see you getting some really deep messages about life and how to create your own prosperity. How to have this experience where, wow, like, you look at your own life and you're like, yeah, this is happening for me. Such positive cards here. Indeed, like, wow, okay. So cosmologically, there's this energy for you, like, okay, in the beginning of the month, you still want to isolate, be on your own, sort things out. So there can be a bit of tension at home because of that. So your communication is going to be super important, so that the other person doesn't feel hurt if you live with people, because the atmosphere is so important, and there's a challenge in communication, and you're transforming that. You've been transforming that. Some of you have been listening a lot and practicing silence. And there's a communication coming to you, something about a celebration, something coming from abroad. You might be, I don't see you traveling in November yet, but be thinking about it. Perhaps for a journey in February. But there is communication coming to you that that seems like really pleasant and like coming from nowhere. Something nice, really good things. Like maybe a message from someone you really didn't expect to hear from right at the beginning of the month. Somebody you shared a lot of love with, you had a deep intimacy with. I see someone being back in your atmosphere here. Maybe you're just feeling the person around you. I see you being having a very spiritual month, learning a lot about the laws of the cosmos. And you're feeling this rebirth and this renewal and setting these intentions for this year and really committing to it. Here with the lovers, love is really coming from above here in the month of November. This is the most positive reading that I did for November. It's filled with good news and deep transformation that really is going to have lasting effects. So it is true that the true forward movement is happening from mid-month, and then we're going to get in an acceleration at the end of the year. And that perhaps you're not meeting a lot of people in November, depending where you are. But I see you being creatively and romantically accomplished, fulfilled here. There is a commitment, there is a choice here. There is a choice that you're going to make, and it's super important. It's a true, it's a decision of an equal give and take, and you've been looking at that. So let me see here, these lovers, what do they want? This is also once again telling me to, maybe you're writing, like you're doing something artistic here. I see you, maybe it's a skill you have awakened recently. This love, you're really going for it. If you're meeting this person, I have here the Knight of Wands. I'll show it to you. I have the Knight of Wands, and it's this Atlantean deck, and there's super Atlantean on it. It's very masculine, very yang. Thought it was appropriate for Scorpio season. So you have this one. You have the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So there is a progression towards really complete prosperity, fulfillment in the heart here. With this, if this is with a new person, you're gonna want to sacrifice a lot for this. And sacrifice, I don't really like that word, because if you really want it, it's not gonna feel like a sacrifice. You're gonna be wanting the whole thing with this person. It's really a celebration, and also something that is really lived in the flesh. I'm liking this for you. It's real. It has grounds, but still it feels as if it was just delivered from above and happened all of a sudden for those who are single. Let me see what this Tower is about. Because there are some fated events for you. Like suddenly someone can show up to, there's an element of surprise, and at the same time you being super stable within yourself, accepting the transformations, being happy about them, being with the right people. Again, we have you're in the right place, Scorpio. If there was a doubt, but as I see it here, there is no doubt for you. What you have let go of was for your expansion. So if you're still clinging to something, it would be like, just let it go. Just watch it go. It's all right if it flows out of your life. I'm seeing very sacred period here for you. Maybe installing a sacred place in your flat, where you live, in your house, a meditation room, something where you can really work on yourself and just create an atmosphere of ultimate well-being, as I'm seeing it here. This other person that is coming in, if this is a new person, this is a really strong character. We're very, very strong energy here we have. This is somebody who's going to want something serious. There's commitment. I'm seeing an exchange of keys, an exchange of jewelry. All these things are, of course, symbolic. I'm seeing you shopping together, like doing things, like it's really building the home. Plus, you're being very fulfilled. So take that alone time in the beginning of the month if you need it. If this person is already in your life, communicate about it, because it might trigger something in them if you don't give any news. So you are done with the old way of relating. You want something else. And this other person, your person, the person that we're talking about, that, or the person that has to come in, this person just overcame an obstacle and had to really make some important choices in their lives. This explains the devil here and the emperor. So there's been some, this can be an Aquarius, a Capricorn, or an Aries I'm seeing here. Or at least someone who has that energy. And they really went for well, they had to sort some stuff out, and it wasn't an easy mountain to climb. So they come in with that. So it's important to be very clear. Because you come with a sense of well-being. You've created something really, really great here. For you, it's relationship-wise, it's like none of it what happened before, like you're over. I'm not seeing that. If there's people from the past contacting you, I'm seeing it's in a loving way. And that it's not something that you need to like still sort out. Your exes are the past here. You have turned the page. They are they can be a teacher, a spiritual teacher, a philosopher, a writer. This is a very intuitive person. A person maybe working with cards, working with astrology. You might get interested in that. Or just a very well-read person. I'm seeing somebody who has a certain culture, likes plays, reading, music, the arts. A very artistic person, but more of the esoteric arts, let's say. Someone who is interested in healing as well, who maybe works with the water. Wow. Okay, so they have been through some losses. And if you just meet them now, this might be something that they are still working through. At the same time, there is a maturity and a wisdom about them that they know what that meant. So even if the breakup, and there were some words recently still with this person, they know what it means, and they are ready to let go. They are ready to accept here. They are ready to accept the loss. The loss of that. You actually, once you see this person, you want to offer them the world. You're all in. I see you all in. You're like, okay, this is the new spin of my love life. If this is a higher commitment with the person you are with, they might have had some losses at work, had some obstacles at work, or with people in their surroundings, with their friends, with their tribe. They might be integrating your tribe and just become more of you will be more of I don't want to say dominant, it's not dominant, but the inspiration and the grounding force of this person. And they will be liking that role that you take. They will love about you that you take your role. When you will see them, you will feel them quite mystical. I'm seeing you connecting on a more like an aura level to the person. You're gonna be like, oh wow, there's an energy there. There's une ampleur, like a dimension about them. They're a dimension. They can be a bit older than you. Okay. This is a relationship where for one party, most of the, like you're always healing together still, and it's not a linear pattern, but you are so ready for this. You've accepted the past, and they might still be healing or working through some stuff, but this is something that you can do together, because this is not somebody who carries the same shadows as you. You will see them very clearly. They will see you also very clearly. That's beautiful. It's an exchange, it's a communication, but it's a beautiful union here for expansion, somebody to build a future with. The past is really behind you. You're not going to abandon this. You're going to really settle, like, look at how this is going to work practically for you. All right. Let me see if there are any messages that Scorpio still needs for the month of November. This is the Oracle of Venice. And then at the end of the month, like, I'm seeing money coming to you. So at the end of the month, there might be like an something, like an inheritance that sounds like somebody's going to die. So it's not that I take it back, but like something that is from a sale of a house, of a property, a company, a possession. Doesn't have to be a really big thing, but could be a really big thing. So what you need to know here is that timing is everything. Don't rush it in the beginning of the month. There is, in the beginning of the month, still an energy of quick words, harsh words, and this could they could be spoken between you if you have employees, or if you have an employer, or you're in a work situation where there's a bit of tension. So take the time to retreat and know that from the 10th, all this communication stuff is going to be so clear and so evident for you. And it's going to be really beautiful experience where you are in your power. And it's a moment of self-realization here for you, Scorpio. I'm really liking this. I hope this resonated with you. Do check your other signs. You will find a link here at the end screen for that. I will be uploading through November as well your 2021 reading. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for subscribing, for commenting. I love to come back at the end of the month and see how it resonated for you. Thank you for your likes, your shares. This is a fairly new channel, so every subscription helps me forward. I thank you so much for that. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely November. Happy, happy birthday, Scorpio.